What's up, my single sisters and all of you fabulous people who love us? I am Dr. Beard, aka Daphne Rose Beard, and I am here to help you maximize your single life journey. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell so you can be notified every time I post a video, which happens to be on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. In today's video, I'm going to discuss secrets that single women in their 30s do not want you to know. But bro, if you gonna get us, you gonna need to know. So let's get into it. Women in their 30s, we know what we want. And if you don't have it, we just might ghost you. I know it's not nice. I know it's not kind. Sometimes we don't know how to verbalize that you're not what we're looking for. That sounds real easy to say, but some women, we don't want to hurt your feelings, and so we just kind of ghost you. If you notice you're dealing with a woman who's in her 30s and she doesn't respond, she doesn't get back to you, she never hits you back, days and weeks and months and years go by, just take it as she knows what she wants, she doesn't see it in you, and so she's not paying you any attention. Now, with that being said, we can be wrong. Women in their 30s can be wrong. Secret, word to the wise, we don't always get it right all the time. And so because we don't always get it right all the time, you may want to keep pursuing her and say, you know what, is there something that you need that I'm not offering? Or is there something that you're looking for that you think I don't have? And you never know. She may be upfront and say, you know what, well, I kind of don't understand, blah, 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 blah. And it could just be a simple miscommunication. You all can work through it and get to learn each other, and it could build and grow into something fantabulous. But you're going to have to put that effort forward and say, you know what, she's ghosting me, but I am interested, and I think I do have what she wants. So I'm going to go after old girl. Go after her, bro. Okay? You may end up with what you're both looking for. Women in their 30s do not want their time wasted. A lot of times gone by since we were in high school, since we were in college, since we went off to wherever we went off to, and now we've arrived at the 30 plus mark. So in those years, we've had time to figure out what we want, what we don't want, what we like, what we don't like. And sir, if you want to get our attention, make sure you do something that can add to our time, because we've been spending a lot of time by ourselves. We've been spending time with our girlfriends. We've been spending time at work, with our business, with our projects, with our workouts, with whatever it is. We've been spending a lot of time doing us, a lot of me time, okay? So that means if you're looking to get the attention of a woman who's single in her 30s, make sure you do something that can add to her time. Women in their 30s, we grew up to Jagged Edge, we grew up to 112, we came up on all these sort of love, 90s, baby making music, you know. We know what it is to feel love, to embrace love, and what that real love is about. And so it's like when you inbox us, we want to know your intention from the jump, right? We don't want someone who's looking to just play games or looking to just have our attention for a moment, or just looking for one thing and one thing only, okay? So women in their 30s, most of us have developed some sort of standards by which we live our life by, some sort of morals, some sort of moral compass, hopefully some sort of faith or belief in something outside of ourselves that helps us stay grounded. So it's like when you address us, when you approach us, if you want our time and attention, please make sure you offer something that suggests you do, okay? I'll never forget this time, and I'm gonna share a little bit of my tea real quick. I had this guy who was on my job. Mind you, I'm 31, right? This guy was 25. I didn't even know he was that young, but that's beside the point. He tried to holler. I listened to him talk for a little bit. When it was time for him to shoot a shot, boy was like, oh, I'm gonna take you out to the movies. That went on for like 2 weeks. That was the first red flag. I kind of blew by. Finally, he's like, okay, I'm gonna set the day and time. He actually sets the day and time. He hits me up like an hour before and is like, okay, I'm gonna go and look up the movie tickets. And you can get the snacks. Huh? Turn off, bro. What you mean I can get the snacks? Don't invite me out to a date, a first date, and then tell me what I'm going to pay for. It's not the fact that I'm cheap. It's not the fact that I think I should be catered to, or I think I should be paid for, or I think I'm above or whatever. It's the fact that you are setting the tone for a potential relationship. And in that relationship, most women in their 30s understand their role. Their role is to help out the man in their life. Their role is to add to the man in their life, to nurture, to support, to push, right? To elevate, right? The man's role is to provide. Now, I may get criticized for this. People may say I'm old-fashioned, but it is what it is. I still believe that the man should be the provider. Of course, it's 2020, and in this day and age, we have women who make more than men and things of that nature in relationships, and to each his own. Everyone has to find their way to work and interact together. However, if I am going to entertain a man, I am certainly not going to entertain a man who talks to me as if I'm still in middle school. That's what middle schoolers did. Okay, you bring in the snacks, or pay for the snacks, or or sneak in the snacks, right? We did that back then. A woman in her 30s is totally turned off by that, bro. So if you don't have the amount of money, like let's say old boy that hit me up didn't have the amount of money, fine, no problem. Don't suggest we go out on a date. Wait until you get your coin together. Then ask a woman out in her 30s, okay? And also it was the whole age difference thing, which I can't even get into because that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. End of that story was we ended up never going out because I was totally turned off, and it was just a joke. Okay, so value our time and make sure you are adding to us and have a plan, okay? We don't want to plan everything. We don't want to plan everything. We've been planning our lives. Some of us, when we were little girls, and this is not me, every woman is different, right? Some women have been planning their wedding day since they were playing with Barbie dolls, right? That wasn't me. I didn't start thinking about getting married until I was 27. And people started asking like, oh, are you married? Oh, you should get married, or are you thinking about? And I was like, oh, dang, well, like, maybe I should get married, you know? And then I started to consider and think about marriage and future and stuff like that. But it happens to different people at different times. So I said all that to say, some people have been planning their weddings. Some women have been planning their weddings their whole life. Other women have been planning their goals. That was me. I was planning out, this was my goal. This is how I'm going to get to accomplish my goal. This is where I want myself financially. This is where I want myself education-wise and things of that nature. This is how I want my body to look. This is how I want to work out. I had all these different plans that I had already put in place. So the last thing a woman in her 30s wants to do is create a plan for the potential man that she lets into her space. So bro, if you're going to entertain a woman, if you're going to date a woman, shoot your shot. If you want to court her, if you think she's gonna be wifey, if you think you can wife her, what have you, make sure you have a plan, and a plan that is clear. A woman in their 30s who is single cannot stand uncertainty. We cannot stand gray. We want things to be black and white. What is this? We should never have to ask that question. When we have to ask that question, sisters, this is to you. If you gotta ask, bro, what are we? What is this? Do we put a title on it? Run. Because 9 times out of 10, a man who is a married man and a happily married man, he knew from jump he wanted his wife to either be his wife or at least to be the woman that he's going to be dating and courting and what have you. So if a man comes into your space and he's not telling you what you are, what he wants, what his intentions are, then most likely he's unclear concerning his own life, concerning the things that he wants. So certainly he's not going to be clear about you and y'all's relationship. So I wouldn't even entertain that. That's just a waste of time, okay? And so we want a man who has a plan, right? We can definitely plan it. We can put it together. We can articulate it. We can flesh it out. We can support it. We can do all of that, bro. But if you want to be attracted to a woman who's in her 30s and is single, come with a plan. You plan out the date night. You say, you know what, meet me here. Go above and beyond. Get a dress. Get some heels for her. Buy a bag. I don't know. Get something that says, you know what, babe, I want to take you out. I bought you this new dress. I bought you these heels. Put this on. Meet me at 7 o'clock. I'm going to come pick you up. What? A woman in her 30s is like, yes, bro. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you. Come on with it. That's grown man status. And that's what attracts women in their 30s. They're already mature. All right. So they want a man who's also mature, and you making the effort and already being proactive and making sure that you got things in order to show them, okay, I have a lot of interest in you. So this is what I've already done to make it easier for you. Hello, that's adding to us. Secret. Women in their 30s who are single need to see progress. We are not attracted to, now when I say we, I mean most of us, okay? There's always exceptions to every rule. I am not a generalization fan, okay? So a lot of us women in our 30s, I will say, we are attracted to men of progress. Men of progress, meaning this guy has accomplished his goals, this guy's going after it, this guy has drive, he has passion, he has desire, he's building his business, he's building his brand, he's working his job, he's committed to his church, he's helping out with his friends or family or whatever the case is, right? This man is motivated. Women in their 30s need to see a man who is motivated. The biggest turnoff for some women, including myself, is a brother who has no motivation. A brother who we're trying to push, who we're trying to prep, who we're trying to help, but he has absolutely, positively no motivation. It is a big turnoff, and it is a red flag, because a lot of women in their 30s, you'll hear it all the time, we don't want to raise man children. You've heard this term. Oh, he's a man child. That means this man is lacking maturity. So much so that you have to now become the mother in the relationship, as opposed to being the girlfriend turned into fiance, turned into wife, and what have you, depending on the desires of the couple, right? We want someone who is sure of what they want, how to get it, and is going after it, okay? That's extremely important to a woman in her 30s. She doesn't want to know that, okay, she's motivated, she's going, she's doing. She wants a man that's going to come and be just as motivated, just as driven, and just as gung-ho about his dreams, his passions, his purpose, his destiny as she is. That's a major turn on. All right, last secret I'm dropping. Single women in their 30s, they want to be heard and they want to hear you. What does that mean? Communicate. Like, for real. We need communication. We do not want textationships. We don't want to text you all day. Our fingers get tired after a while. Have you ever texted somebody so much that your fingers literally got tired? It can be so many miscommunications. And I know it's 2020, everybody's text this, text that, blah, blah, blah. I get it. However, if you're really trying to get a woman in her 30s attention, she needs to hear your voice. She needs to know that you're listening. She needs to see your body language through FaceTime. I know we're in a pandemic, so some dates are best done over FaceTime. It is a major turnoff to women in their 30s who are looking for something to progress, right? Or in hopes for something to progress, as the men are in hopes for something to progress. It's a major turnoff if all you do is text us. We need to hear your voice. We need to know your body language. Things can be misinterpreted through text, which is why it's so important to communicate through phone, through FaceTime, through whatever it is. Make sure you do that, because we want you to hear us and we also want to hear you. We don't like breaches and stops in communication, because it seems as though sometimes, oh, this may build into something. This has potential. This maybe could grow and evolve, right? But then we don't hear from you. Then you posting pictures online, but you didn't hit us back. Or we're doing the same thing. Then you start noticing you're texting us and we're not responding. Or you may even call after a while of texting and we're not responding because we're losing interest. We're losing interest because we feel like you're wasting our time. We feel like you don't know how to communicate, and we need to hear your voice. Women in their 30s still want to have face-to-face communication. Contrary to what society says and contrary to what it seems like, we still want that communication. So make sure you talk. Make sure you don't just text. Make sure you come and pick us up. Surprise us. Do something spontaneous that involves that peer-to-peer interaction, okay? That's very important for building and getting the attention of a woman in their 30s. All right, so I hope that helped you kind of get a better picture of women who are single in their 30s and the secrets and little tidbits of information that we don't always share with you, but we daggone sure need you to know, okay? If you like this video and would like to hear more content like this, make sure you subscribe to my page right now. Hit the bell to be notified of when I post videos, which is every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.